So Celeb Secrets is hanging out with John today. What's going on? How are you?
I'm great. Summer is in full swing, baby.
In 40 years, I can't believe it. I feel like I kind of grew up watching QVC because my mom would always have it in the background.
Right.
Was that the same? Was that the same for
Oh,
you?
yeah, no, that's that. I think that's like the MO for everyone I meet.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would stay up way too late. I was like terrified of my own shadow. And so my parents were like, what do we do with this boy? And they bought me a TV for my childhood bedroom. And they were like, you know what? He'll be bored like most boys would, and he'll fall asleep. Unfortunately, like a monster was created, and I would stay up all night watching Joan Rivers, and she informed way too much of my personality. Like, there's something about this place that I really love. And I think now in the world of social media, like, we're all talking like this, and we're able to talk to our screen.
Mhm.
And it's that same connection that I think I was obsessed with people like calling in. And now it's so immediate that like we can go live on TikTok and we can have full conversations with people.
Yeah.
And so I think it's exciting to be part of the new kind of generation.
You're bringing something new to the network. You have this talk show podcast that's out right now. I feel like it's kind of rewriting what people expect from the brand. So, can you tell me more about why you wanted to do this?
Yeah, I hope so. That was my hope when I came to QVC. I think
Okay.
as someone who grew up down the street, I think as someone who has loved this brand, I have like a little bit of like I wouldn't say protect, I would say protectiveness of it. Like, I want to make sure this legacy goes to every single person and continues. And I think at the heart of it, it's always been connection and talking and community and giving people like this escape, even if it is through products. And I was kind of curious as to what that looks like for the next generation. And I, as you know, a millennial, I'm obsessed with podcasts. My entire, feed is these interview shows. And we have such a unique ecosystem where we have been driven a lot by celebrity throughout the years, right? Everyone anyone who's been there at some point, from Joan Rivers to the Kardashians to, I mean, even like Jay Leno is there. And so I think I was kind of trying to figure out how you capture that, but deliver it to maybe people who are 40 and under.
Mhm.
And the kind of podcast talk show route seems the best way to do it.
That's awesome. And I know you've interviewed so many people throughout your career, but hosting your own original series, I feel like is kind of a different responsibility. I feel the same way too by like
Right.
interviewing talent and then doing my own thing. What have you learned about yourself as a storyteller now that you're leading the conversation?
I will say it comes with a lot of listening.
Yeah.
And like, I sometimes am like, you don't need to, like, because I also am going from like kind of code switching between my on air, like selling
Yeah.
conversations and now long form interview.
Mhm.
And so much about the timing on QVC is like, you've got 8 minutes for someone, and that's a really big 8 minutes for them.
Yeah.
So you're trying to just jump in when you can and like not step on their toes, but also lead it and make sure it's successful. In a long form conversation, I find myself almost feeling like I need to rush it along, and I get to sit and enjoy it, which is what I really love. And I think we have a tendency to kind of bully ourselves and be like, well, no one's interested in that. I'd be like, we don't need to, we can cut that part. And the first episode I did with my friend Heather McMahan, and I was talking to my producer and I was like, oh, well, cut the part when I say that. Like, we don't need me. And he was like, well, no, it is a podcast. And he was like, how many times do you just put on a podcast while you're in the car and you just let it play? It's not like you are speeding along to find the best moment. So that's been really nice, is to like actually enjoy conversations and feel like it can kind of be an escape for people.
And what do you feel like is the secret to making people feel so comfortable to open up to
I
you?
don't know. Yeah. I think because I unfortunately have no filter. No, I think it's just like, you really have to, I think you have to meet people at the energy they're at.
Yeah.
And that goes with just like QVC. In a 2-hour show, can see anywhere from 3 to 20 people.
Mhm.
And have them have that big moment where they're on TV and they're selling a product that they've put their life and soul into. And you have to kind of read people's energies really quickly. And so I think that's really helped in, doing this long form content. I think QVC has been a masterclass to me
Yeah.
on how to host.
Yeah, yeah. And you mentioned Heather as your first guest. We love her. She is so funny. What made you want to have Heather as the first guest?
She is one of my good friends,
Okay.
and I absolutely love her. And she also is like a North Star to me in kind of like the podcast world. And I watched her really create this whole world for herself via her phone. And so I tried doing it in a couple different avenues. And I always knew I wanted to be at QVC. And then once I got to QVC, I was like, when I think of people like Joan Rivers, who made such a huge impact in my life, similarly for Heather, like Joan is her North Star. And I was like, what does that sort of person or archetype look like for the next generation of QVC shoppers? And I think she was like the perfect person.
Yeah, yeah. And who are these other guests that you have coming on? You need to fill me in.
Matt Rogers' episode came out yesterday,
Nice.
and we got to interview him the day before the Las Culturista Awards. So we got a little tea from that. He was so much fun. And he was also on the show I Love That For You, which kind of spoofed QVC.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like an interesting connection. We did a live episode with Kim Gravel, who is like my work wife, and she is the QVC queen.
Yeah.
Carla Rockmore, influencer, icon. And I think we have some friends from the Bravoverse joining us throughout the season. So it'll be very exciting.
Yeah. And I want to know, how do you get that balance between, entertainment content and retail therapy content?
I think it's a lot less in your face than maybe the traditional if you turn on QVC. I kind of want it to feel like your best friend that you've had a glass of wine with, who is just telling you about the skincare that just changed their life. And like, maybe you're a little tipsy and you buy it on your way home in the cab. Like, that's kind of what the recommendations are, because I really operate from a place of like, we have so many products on QVC. They're not always for everyone, and they're not always for every chapter of life.
Yeah.
But we do have something for everyone. And my biggest like thing I want to scream from the rafters is like, my lane at QVC has been a lot of beauty. I love it. And I'm like, tell everyone I know, especially our age, like the best deals on beauty are at QVC.
Yeah.
And so I try to work them into every episode I can.
You're right. They are the best beauty deals. I mean, that's where I get all my makeup.
I'm like, that, our moms and grandmas knew.
Yes.
And like, that's the reason that they always give great gifts, because they always are like, I got this Tatcha bundle for way less than you would have gotten at that store with a door.
Yes, yes. We love more items. We love
Exactly.
it. We love the auto delivery too, so you don't need to go get more.
I know that is actually dangerous. I will say personally, I have had to shut off the auto delivery valve once in a while.
I know, and especially when it's easy pay and it's only like $5 a month. You can't stop. Can't you tell I know what I'm talking about?
I know. I was like, we gotcha.
I love it. I'm assuming you're an avid QVC shopper. I want to know, like, what was your most recent purchase that you're absolutely obsessed with?
Oh, okay. This is a repurchase.
Okay.
But it's First Aid Beauty. Oh, wait. Also, okay. So First Aid Beauty, the moisturizer. I can't live without it. I did just try the Tarte Maracuja Lip Plumper. I have it literally right here. And I'm obsessed with it. I carry it around like it's my emotional support like thing. Yes. I went to the the Liberty game last night with Bronwyn Newport. That is the biggest name drop in the world. And I was literally like, I kept pulling it out because one, I didn't know what was happening on the court and I was entranced, but two, I was just like using it like it was my emotional support. So the Tarte Maracuja Lip Plumper, very good. First Aid Beauty, amazing.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Now, since we are Celeb Secrets, what's like a behind the scenes secret from, when you're working on QVC, when you're working on the show that we wouldn't know just by seeing the finished product?
QVC is like a college campus of celebrities.
Okay.
Where like, you never know who you're going to walk into. Like some days I'll be walking in and I look like a mess and like there's Scarlett Johansson. I will say I was running really late one morning and I looked disheveled. And I like also like needed to bring clothes into the building, but didn't want to change. So I was wearing slides, like dress shorts, a tank top, and I was carrying like a huge iced coffee. And I walked in and Martha Stewart was sitting there and it was just me and her. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. And she looked up at me and was kind of like, what is this man wearing? And I just like kind of gave her like the neighbor wave and walked away. And I was mortified. And then I went to make a TikTok video of it. And I did spill an entire venti coffee all over myself in my dressing room.